Hi, this is Kelly, and today we are talking about the different degrees of the autism, different variations. Well, Asperger's is a form of autism, or Asperger's is autism. Then there's DAMP, autistic traits. Autistic traits is where you have traits of autism, like the anxiety, the laws, sense of extra sense of perception, and um oh yeah, we often get sensory overload. Sensory overload is where your senses become heightened and you can't stand it, like smell, sight, hearing. For some people it's the hearing. For me it's visual, like I get visual overload. If I stare at a screen too long, it's like I'm bombarded and overloaded with lots of the images and the information, and I just can't take it. With my sister, it's hearing. She gets overloaded with loads and loads of noises, and if people talk at her, she just can't take it. With DAMP, you have no empathy of feelings of other people's feelings or your own feelings, and you don't understand them at all. So you don't understand how you feel and how the other person's feeling, because you can't read them, and so they're hard to read. Like people's body languages, facial expressions, you wouldn't know how they're feeling unless they tell you. Like me, I because I'm maybe about the Asperger's, but I can't tell feelings. Like when I was at the autism group, we talked, some of the subjects were quite interesting. We talked about the history of autism, and apparently in the Victorian period there was loads of babies born dissociative, unconnecting with the parents, just not responding. And these kids had, and there was this German scientist called Hans Asperger's, who called them his mini Einsteins, and he did loads of tests, and he concluded that they had, and he named after himself, Asperger's. And there was one famous person in history, the most famous autistic person of them all, Albert Einstein. So this Hans guy referred his mini subjects as his mini Einsteins because they were just clever. Because what happened was Einstein came up with a theory of relativity. I think it was that, or some kind of like string theory or something like that. Yeah, string theory. And it was to do with the time, space, relativity, and all that sort of stuff. I'd rather not go into it because it's kind of making my head hurt. Well, during the time that he passed away, someone, because they thought it was his brain that made him clever, stole Einstein's brain. Wow. Yeah. So that's a bit about the history. And Cannon's, as autistic traits, is also known as Cannon disorder. And it was an American who took the writings of Hans, translated them into English, and found these other children that displayed the same traits as what he was testing, and it turned out that they had autistic traits. And another thing, you can be born with it, or it can happen later in life, or it can skip a generation, or if you have anybody else in your family who has it, you may have it yourself, or may not. That doesn't make any sense to me. But some people are born with it. Some people it happens to just trigger, just like that, and it happens. Me finding out that was the best thing that happened to me, because at least I know that I'm getting the right help, and that things are looking up, and sometimes you gotta think you're not alone, or you're not the only one. There's other people out there that are just like you. So that's all.